this is obviously a very tiring question. We've had this conversation so many different times here in the United States. Matt Walsh did a documentary. Okay, we all know that the answer to this question is an adult human female. But unfortunately, Australia does track a few years behind, and they have now officially answered this question in the legal sense. And yeah, it is abysmal. It's really, really bad. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Essentially, what has happened is a transgender woman from Australia has won a discrimination case against a women-only app called the Giggle app. Were you going to say something?
So I'm confused. Amy, so a transgender woman. So you're saying a
guy, a
man?
biological male.
Beautiful thing. I get confused.
Yes.
Okay, go.
Yeah.
No, I'm so confused.
Just think how confused they are.
Yeah. No shit. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So essentially, this app, it's called the Giggle app. It is a woman's only app, and it encompasses many different things. You can either look for female roommates, you can look for like a big sister, somebody to get mentorship or advice from, as well as like a gay dating app. So it's all of these things and more, all encompassed into one. And essentially what happened is this transgender woman, Roxanne Tickle, and it's so funny because the court case is called Tickle versus Giggle. Tickle versus Giggle.
Well, I'm going to go on, to be honest with you guys, very good looking. Very
convincing.
Yeah, very hot guy, girl.
Hey, at least they didn't opt for the Party City wig. At least they actually like grew out the hair.
It's like the homeless person outside.
Yeah.
You remember Susan Boyle? Does anybody remember that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh my
John
goodness.
Boyle. Go ahead.
Oh
Amy.
wow. Okay. So essentially, the way that this app works is when you go to sign up, there is some type of an AI identification process that determines whether or not you are a woman or a man. And if you're a man, obviously they do not let you onto the platform because it's a woman's only app. So
Why do you have to scan your face?
you have to scan. I mean,
Oh yeah, good call.
that would probably be
That would
maybe
solve the
more
problem.
effective.
All right.
Okay.
Well, those things come in all shapes and sizes, though, Humberto.
Oh, that'd be embarrassing if it didn't register.
If it came up as a male.
Go ahead.
All right.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
So it's a little bit ambiguous. There's been a couple of different reports. So either number one, they didn't pass the facial recognition and they weren't allowed on the app, or what I've also heard in other articles is that they somehow bypassed the facial recognition, which I'm not sure based on the picture that we just looked at. But then the owner of the company, the name is Sal Grover, this woman CEO, she manually removed this person from the app. And so either one of those two things took place, and then this person, Roxanne Tickle, decided to take it to the federal court. And so this was a highly contentious issue because for the very first time in a legal sense, they were defining and answering the question, what is a woman? Now, essentially the defense that Sal Grover used is, number one, she stated that when she originally created this platform, it was back in 2018, 2019.
Back when we knew what a woman was.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, here's the thing. There was some type of like virtue signaling and like some prevalence of like wokeness within society, but it wasn't anywhere near as pervasive as what it is today.
Okay.
And so she didn't make it with any type of like gender identity discrimination in mind. It was discrimination on the basis of sex. And so that was her argument. Like, yes, we are discriminating against Roxanne, but it's not based on gender identity. It's based on sex because this is in fact a man and this is a woman's only space. Yeah. So that was the defense that Sal leveraged in court. However, unfortunately, they overruled that. Now, this Roxanne Tickle person, they did not get everything that they asked for from the case, but these were the demands. So they wanted $200,000 in compensatory damages, right? They wanted to have a public apology from the app as well. And they wanted all of their legal fees to be covered as well. So essentially what ended up happening is this person was granted a win. They were granted a victory. However, they only won $10,000 and did not get the public apology. However, this is a landmark case because it has now set a brand new legal precedent where anybody who wants to enter a female-only space, whether that be virtually or, somewhere physically, exactly, bathrooms, who knows where this is going to lead to, they can now claim that purely on the basis of self-identification. Right? So anybody who wants to slap on a Party City wig with a full-on beard can go into these women-only spaces, and they're now legally entitled to do so because on a federal level, this person has won the court case.
And this is just Australia.
This is in Australia, and this is very recent. This is literally just last week that they passed down the answer, essentially saying that yes, this person has won the case, and they're now allowed to be on the app, and anybody who wants to go ahead, put on a Party City wig, and claim they're a woman is now allowed to be on the app as well.
Well, were they more tight than the U.S. is on stuff like that? Like, were tranny guys allowed to be in women's bathrooms in Australia?
So insensitive, Fred.
Oh, yeah, I'm not sensitive to that at all. Like no, I respect the right to have freedom of deciding what you want to do with your life, whatever. But even when the trannies were here on Adam's show and I was talking to them, I'm like, listen, I respect what
You were
you're
talking to him? Is that what you said?
The two trannies.
Well, the two guys just.
Oh, there were two of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
yeah.
one a lot more effort than the other, but
Has evolved.
But
It used to be
anyway,
girls.
the point being, that is objectively dangerous and a threat. Should never be allowed for somebody who's a guy calling himself a girl shouldn't be allowed in the girl's bathroom. That's
Period.
objectively dangerous.
There shouldn't be an argument.
Maybe there's a little bit more room for debate with the app thing because that's not a physical danger. But I can't believe anybody in the world thinks that that's okay, whether it's in schools or.
Well, here's the thing: it's not just going to be limited to online spaces because this is what the judge who handed down the judgment actually said, verbatim quote, and then we'll come to you, Humberto. But he said in his decision on Friday that case law has consistently found sex is changeable and not necessarily binary. So this could be applied to, spaces as well. It could be applied to bathrooms, sports, all of these various different things. So
that's the problem.
when I lived in Australia, it had not gone woke yet, or maybe it just wasn't prevalent like where I was living, or I wasn't aware of it. But Australia has been going down a slippery slope as of recently.
You know what? Okay, I'm gonna catch a little heat for this.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Push it out.
But this level of selfishness, and we see it in the election here. You said it. You got mad. People couldn't give a damn about what happens to everyone else as long as I can get my abortions. And she's acting like a woman in the sense of I don't give a whatever it is about everyone else. I hope this woman, because now she's legally a woman, is liable when a guy walks in to a female's bathroom and exposes himself to a 12-year-old girl. I hope he's liable when someone goes to a rapist goes to a female prison and 6 of the people in there get, because imagine the level of selfishness. It's me, my rights, and then the repercussions of this, like real life dangerous repercussions that this has. Prisons, bathrooms, little girls, you have so many things that this will cause. Like, I hope
2022?
everyone remember Lady Tickle to be the first person that put every single little girl, every single woman at risk, because this level of selfishness, like, it cannot be tolerated in like normal society. I'm all for rights for everyone. If you want to live as a woman, do your thing, but don't put little girls at risk.
Yeah, I agree 100%. But you made a great point. Listen, nobody, I mean, there's probably some. Nobody gives a damn what you want to do. They have conventions where people dress up as furries or whatever. Go do you freaking rat, whatever you want to be. Freaking Chihuahua convention. But that's where I draw the line is putting, because by the way, for anybody's children, I don't have my nieces, my nephews, or anybody, if there's a dude in the female bathroom, that is evil 1,000%. That's the devil normalizing it, and people going, he's just living his truth with his testicles hanging out.
Do you remember what happened in 2022 in Virginia? So a 10-year-old or 12-year-old girl, she was in the girl's bathroom. Some dude throws on a dress, goes in there, grapes her. And then the father obviously is outraged. He's like, oh, my God, my daughter just got sexually assaulted by a guy who was wearing a woman's dress. So he goes into the school board meeting, starts yelling at them about this, and gets dragged out by the police.
I remember that. I saw that.
Like,
he was the wrong one.
Cultish, fucking crazy world. That's how you know this is a cult.
But-
the fact that the things that plays out like that. that.
But then Brandon, like we always say it, we're not Democrats, we're not Republicans. We don't play that game. We play the game of accountability and thinking ahead. Like that's why we get so mad, because we think 2 or 3 steps ahead. The immigrant thing that you covered in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like if we let people don't know their name, don't know their history, don't know if they've been in jail. Like if you think 2 or 3 steps ahead, you will know that
Yeah, you know
someone's
where it
gonna get
goes.
murdered and they're gonna take an apartment building.
Right.
Yep.
If you let them in girls' bathrooms, you will know that someone's going to abuse the system. If you let them in. So these people don't think ahead. They're like literally governing for their particular agenda that day. And then whatever happens in the future. Inflation is such... It's the most evil thing, Vinny. It's the most evil thing. That means that we're spending money today, and with the amount of debt that we have, I'm putting the children of my children in debt.
Yeah, you're
So
right.
people that haven't even been born, people whose parents haven't even been born, are going to pay for the COVID thing. They're going to pay for the Iraq war. They're going to pay for this. They're going to pay for that. So we need to start thinking about the future in general.
Go off,
you know?
Humberto.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Let's
but-
go.
but
Cook,
I'm getting
cook,
fired
let 'em
up.
cook.
Let's
I'm
go.
just fucking tired of single issue voters, selfish people that are bringing everything to the ground. We had a pretty good situation going. If we weren't worried about stupid shit, we will have flying cars that I was promised when I was 12.
Yeah.
We'll have people
The
in
jet.
Mars. We'll have the best VR experiences in the life. And we're going back to the definition of what is a woman. And it just pisses me off. I'm not digging on anyone. I love everyone equally. Do what you want to do. Like, I don't wish death upon anyone. But this is holding us back. And I don't like it at all.
I love that.
There was one example that I could kind of draw a parallel to here in the United States. It's actually through Lyft. So Lyft rolled out a program where you could request female only or non-binary drivers. So think about this. The reason they're doing this is to decrease the incidence of any potential sexual assault or anything like that happening with male to women. So what you're doing is you're basically foregoing a very, very minor percentage risk to then get a potentially non-binary driver, which carries 100% chance of mental illness, maybe not something crazy happening, but do you really think you're in a better position having a non-binary driver than potentially a male driver? This makes no sense to
Because
me.
they're selfish. Like every time, I had a girlfriend and she had a lot of, friends that were female. Like that day I wouldn't drink. So personally, because I felt in charge as a man, I felt in charge of my girlfriend and her 3 friends to drop them home myself.
Yes.
Because I wouldn't trust an Uber driver
Of
and I
course
wouldn't
not.
trust
Never know.
a taxi. And I think about their parents because I'm thinking about society and everyone around me. Like I want to drop this girl, even if it's at 3 a.m., I will drop them,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just pisses me off. Like it's just back to selfishness.
Can only women select women drivers, or can a man?
Non-binary people could select that as well. So it
who's
goes
gonna-
both ways for drivers and riders.
It's a fucking labyrinth.
Non-binary isn't even real. This is a
It's
political term we made up during COVID.
I
Like, it
was-
doesn't make
Stockings
any
do properly.
sense. Like,
guys, with the amount, and you nailed it. As a species, I'm really, really concerned about us. Like, just think about what's happening in the world. We're at World War III. Everybody's fighting everybody. The ex-president was shot in the freaking head. The amount of shit, inflation, recession, everything, viruses, diseases. We have fucking men that are like, no, I'm a woman. You got to come in. Dude, shut the fuck up. Okay? That is if there's a totem pole, this is beneath the ground of older totem poles. I don't have time for none of that shit. And the fact that you can sue in law, like actually go to court and say it's not recognized, and I'm just, dude, shut up. Take your balls and get the fuck out of my face. Like I don't have time, and that's why. I'm being serious, Rob. When people are like, you have to be, no, I don't have to be. I'm done with it. There's too much happening in the world, in my life, to deal with. And you nailed it, Brendan. Going back to your freaking story, these people that are setting it up to where, wait. Now, when somebody says that they are something, we have to all. I'm not playing that game, bro.
No.
I'm just not doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. I don't give in.
No.
F you.
Like
Sorry.
we have to stay focused on what matters. That's the biggest thing is information overload. I think Aldous Huxley or somebody said it before, that information overload is more dangerous than censorship, because that's why I said the reptilian thing before. Like if the craziest imaginable thing happened, people would forget about it in a few days, and that's I think that's our biggest problem.
What's up, everybody? Vincent O'Shaughnessy here. If you want to see me and the entire Valuetainment crew, we will be at the Vault Conference September 4th through the 7th at the Palm Beach Convention Center, hosted by none other than Patrick Bet-David and featuring Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Guys, this is the place to be. If you are an entrepreneur and you want to level up, do not miss this opportunity. This is the best place to network. If you want tickets, go to thevaultconference.com. Do not waste time. This thing is going to sell out, and I will see you guys there. Peace and love. So if you like this clip, click right here. And if you want to see more like it, click right here. Stay angry, Patriots.